Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Sticks and Bones podcast. Hi, Dr. K. How are you? And happy September.
Happy September indeed. The girls are finally getting the fall season that we all have been melting for.
That was good. I'm really hoping so. I have been dreaming about fall since it hit August 1st, and I know like we've talked about it. And if you've been at Sticks and Bones for the past however many years we've been doing this podcast, we
Mhm.
come alive in the fall time.
It is truly Jack Skeleton is coming out of the fountain in the Times Square. We are coming alive. We even had a fall ambiance playlist going on
We
in the
did.
temple. We
We did.
had some, pumpkin chai scented candles lit. We have
Yeah.
tricked ourselves into fall. It is fall here at Sticks and Bones.
I've started wearing fall outfits. I don't care because I feel like if I do it, then the weather will cooperate with me because I'm in charge. I don't care if it's 90 degrees out. I am wearing my oversized sweatshirt and my Uggs because I want to be comfortable.
Comfy cozy girls.
Yeah, I can't handle the summer anymore, please. And I try not to rush time, but I can't do it. It's too hot. I don't like my air conditioning being on 24/7 and I'm just done. So it's fall now. I don't care. We haven't made it to the equinox yet, but I said it's fall. So here we are. Here, here.
I yearn to be cold.
Right?
I yearn to be cold.
No, no, someone seriously clock us on this because when it becomes January, we're gonna be like, I can't handle the winter.
I mean, I always think about that, and then I often compare it to would I rather be too hot or too cold? And I always come to the same agreement of if you're too cold, you just continually put on more and more clothes. I could
Yes.
be, snuggled under 10 blankets and living my best life. If
Yes,
it's too hot and you take off all your clothes and you're still hot, you're SOL.
it's true. It's true. So it's also Twilight season. This is the month where I rewatch all the Twilight movies.
Ha, ha,
So
ha,
you did a
ha.
good job. I was gonna do it, but no one wants to hear that I would break somebody's window. It's one thing about a girl, she can't sing, can't carry a tune. I can't do it.
We
Also,
love Twilight season.
I have just decided if you guys see me walking around, I'm walking around on this podcast with this wine glass. It's not wine glass, it's LaCroix with ice. And let me tell you, I have decided today that I don't care anymore. I didn't want to work. I woke up today, I said, I'm not working. I don't care.
Mhm. I'm
I
done.
opened my LaCroix. I said, I'm putting it in a wine glass. I don't care. I just I laid in my bed and played video games all day today. It's a Friday when we're recording. I have 50 million things to do. And guess what? I don't care.
You shouldn't.
I don't
Snap.
care anymore.
Snaps on snaps. But speaking of a fun Twilight fact,
Oh,
Car the actor who plays Carlisle Cullen,
mhm.
I found out he follows me. My high
That's
school
awesome.
Twilight loving self is shook.
I thought that you're gonna,
Carlisle, I think you should listen to Sticks and Bones.
I know. I thought you were gonna say he passed or something.
Oh no, don't tell me that. No.
I thought that for a minute because I thought there was something in the news about him lately, but I could be mistaking him for something else. Wait, man, you might want to look that up. I don't know. Like, I thought I saw that, but I really
No,
could.
there's no death.
Okay, 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 okay. And I don't wish that upon him because he's my favorite. But oh, you know what I saw? This is not even the same thing. I saw that they're not allowing people to go to the Twilight House in Washington, which the
Oh,
Collins
that makes sense.
in because
Oh,
people were like being disrespectful, and the people that actually own the house always allowed people to take pictures outside of the house because it's like a landmark. Come on, like how
sure. Yeah.
but they actually said they're putting a kibosh on people coming and taking photos because people have to act like crazy people.
No, that's insane.
That's what it was.
That's very nice of the owners allowing it. Like I know people used to allow it for the Carrie Bradshaw,
Yeah,
like
the Sex and the
brownstone.
City apartment. Yeah.
They do it for Hocus Pocus and everything. So like, come on, guys, we need to be better people. Come on, or we lose Twilight landmarks.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on up in Washington because I always say I wanted to go there to see the Twilight House. I'll probably never make it there, but it is my dream on
I
my
just
bucket
love
list.
rewatching it now in my 30s and being like, wow, why did I think that this was the best thing since
Oh, it's
sliced
cringe.
bread?
It's so cringe in the best way possible. I don't care. When people talk about millennial cringe, this is what they are talking about. And you're damn right. Because I haven't, no movie has come out since that I've been like, you know what? This is better than Twilight. Because it's so cringy. Who would I make watch it? I think it was
Make
my
Kevin
brother.
watch it.
I think I made my brother watch it, like just because when we were living at home, I was watching. He's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "You don't understand. It's Twilight." And he was like, "This is the worst acting. I can't
Yes.
believe that Robert Pattinson did this." And I'm like,
Yes.
he regrets it, I think, but it's the best movie. You can't tell me otherwise. Sorry.
Like that you had to be there
Yeah.
during this time period. You had to be there for the books and you had to be there for the movies because worldwide people were shredding friendships, relationships
Hmm.
over Team Edward or Team Jacob. And
Yeah.
we've tried to talk to Kevin about this, and he's like,
Get
how?
it.
I don't know.
You were
I
not
don't
a
know.
teen girl. I was a sophomore in high school, and I remember I had all the books. And I was just like obsessed walking around the hallway, thinking that Edward Cullen's at school. Like whatever. I don't care. Millennial cringe. It's the best.
Millennial cringe.
Millennial cringe. Um, anyway, we have decided for the podcast, we're gonna spend some time in the beginning kind of chit-chatting a little bit more so we could talk about what's going on. And we have a new segment. It's called, I don't know if you can hear my snaps.
We're
What are
bringing it back.
what are the girls doing?
We're resurrecting her from the underworld.
We are. We used to do this a lot in our older podcast episodes and kind of stopped. And then we're like, you know what? No, now I want to do it because I have a lot to say before we talk about, Dionysus and Ariadne today. So for those of you that don't like our What Are the Girls Doing segments, I put beautiful chapters. Okay. You can skip and go right
Chelsea works
to,
hard
oh my
to
God,
make these chapters beautiful.
takes me so long. And then I'm like, what do I title them? What do I call them? What did we talk about? So, yeah, if you don't want to hear what we're doing, that's fine. I get it. But what are the girls doing? Is there anything new going on that you are doing? Hobbies, something fun, maybe nothing at all, because that's also okay too. Like we don't always have to be doing something.
Well, I kind of spoiled it the other day with Chelsea, but I have gotten into puzzles.
Puzzle.
I am a
Great.
puzzle fiend now.
Hmm.
And as baseball season is starting to wrap up, we're about to head into like the later part of the season and postseason. Me and my husband, we watch baseball and we do puzzles at night, and that's how we decompress and catch up.
It's the
Our
best.
our kitty cats have their own little cardboard houses, and you know what? I'm rich in that.
This is true. We had just talked about like what is wealth on Patreon for ancient Greek religion and gods associated with wealth, air quotes. But most
Mhm.
importantly, what is wealth to us? And it is totally doing puzzles because puzzles are also my favorite thing. I could do puzzles for hours, and it's very soothing to the brain.
It is. And we just finished a Disney one, so I think we're gonna do, I don't know, we have a Hercules one. So I'm really excited about that one.
I have a Beauty and the Beast one
Oh.
that's been sitting around, but you gave me a really good idea the other day. So I have puzzles, but the thing is, my cat,
Mm-hmm.
he is a menace when I'm doing a puzzle. Okay, I don't know if Voodoo and Ira are the same, but he,
Yes.
he like I know he's trying to partake, but he's flicking the
Yep.
puzzles. I had a
Oh,
corpse bride puzzle, and I lost half the pieces in my old apartment because of Pluto. So
no.
I didn't really know what the resolution to the problem was, but you do them under a tablecloth. And
Yeah.
that's genius. So now I can bring out my beautiful, I have a Thomas Kincaid Beauty and the Beast, and like
Hmm.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it and watch Twilight.
Yeah. No, wait, I think the Hercules one is a Thomas Kincaid, and
Thomas Kincaid's the best.
Hercules and Meg are in the center, and it's all
Best.
of the scenes, and it's just so glowy and beautiful.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to give it to you when I'm done.
Oh, we can swap
Puzzle
puzzles.
swap.
This is what you guys have to look forward to in your 30s, puzzle swaps.
Yo, Kevin, we were watching the Phillies game and we were putting the Witcher puzzle together, which took us a week. The Disney one took us a day. But he stopped and was like, "Are we old?" And I was like, "If this is what makes us old and boring, I don't care. I would rather be old and boring in my coffee moo and be sitting with my cats and enjoying life."
Yeah, I don't care. I've embraced it. It's honestly so much better. I
Imagine hating us when we're just doing Disney puzzles.
Yeah, yeah. I try to do the same thing, and I try to keep away from my phone. And I'm a big Sudoku and crossword person. I got my whole entire family went on vacation, and everyone was trying to help me do the crossword puzzle in our 10-hour car drive to South Carolina. And it's just like fun. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Like we're all trying to guess what the word is, and it's just like, you know, becoming puzzle.
I give it up to the Sudoku girlies because my brain does not compute doing Sudoku.
It would. I'm telling you, it's easy. It's easy.
I know you just have to put the numbers in the box and it has to line up a certain way and they add up a certain way and it's all nine and blah blah blah. In my brain, I'm not a math girl. Never
Mhm.
have been. And that's something I've just accepted in this
You
life.
don't have to do any math though. It's just numerical order.
It's too many numbers for me.
I understand. I learned it from a Nancy Drew game, so.
Ooh. And what's new with you? Any new Nancy Drew games?
So listen, I've played all the Nancy Drew games. If you guys are ever like, if you're okay, I'm gonna put you guys on to gaming again. You talk about cozy gaming, little cozy gaming. I'll keep it brief because I talk about it for a whole hour. You should download the Nancy Drew games. If you like puzzles, interactive, being like a detective, honestly, I can give you guys a full list if you want. Like I will post it on my Instagram if you want my top recommendations for Nancy Drew. But I haven't been playing any new ones. I have been playing, I just downloaded it today because I wasn't feeling well, the Tiny Bookshop. And you run this bookshop that's like attached to your car. And it's the I've been playing it for hours today. It's the best game. It got amazing reviews in the Steam store as well as the Nintendo store. It was only 20 bucks. And
Oh,
you go around to these beachside towns and you just like sell books and you help people pick out books. It's like puzzly and it's just it has a
that's
really
so
good
fun.
story. So that's what I've been doing. Honestly, imagine, people think we're doing the craziest things or, I'm
You're
just out here
just
playing my Switch.
two puzzle crones.
Listen, sometimes like at the end of the day, I need to decompress and puzzles are a great way to do that. I don't want to doom scroll anymore. I've really stopped the doom scrolling because it does not
Yeah.
help when you're constantly seeing things. Was constantly getting dogs and cats needing to be adopted out of shelters, and I would just cry. And I'm like, I can't be on my phone anymore.
Yeah, I'm done.
We're done.
Can't do it. Kevin says I have to send this to you. He'll be like, why are you crying? Is it sad? I'm not gonna watch it.
No. The other day, I was telling you, I caught a video of dogs being adopted from the shelter and like the adoption manager going up and telling them they were adopted. And I was just full on sobbing at like 8 a.m. I'm like, I rolled over, looked at my phone, and this is what I have to look at. And it was a beautiful thing, but I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
handle this right now.
You get beautiful things like that or just crazy stuff, and then you're just
I
like, you're
can't.
right. It's my fault for having access to the internet
I
today.
can't handle this anymore. Okay. So, like, if me and Dr. Care are online, we're telling you right now, we're not. Like,
We're not.
I highly suggest, and I see a lot of people trying to do it, like, phone addiction's real and doom scrolling is going to rot our brains. I'm telling you. Like, I'm trying to live
Mhm.
like the 90s. I don't want to be here with my phone anymore.
No, I just send you, Kevin, and Tara memes, and that's it.
Drink LaCroix out of wine glasses and do puzzles. And that's how we're gonna start fall.
Exactly.
You got to start drinking your LaCroix out of a wine glass. When we go to the temple, we're gonna have to drink them out of wine glasses just to feel something.
That's fine. We can have the skeleton hand ones.
We can. Okay, well, that's what the girls are doing. It might not seem much to you, but this brings me joy and excitement. And, we like to share that around here because
I
I
could be
get
far and few between.
it. We're always doing something weird.
Yeah.
Always something weird. Anyway, what updates do we have for Patreon this month and the temple? Because we have entered September. We're coming alive in the nighttime, and September equals what?
Persephone. I'd like to solve the puzzle.
I thought you weren't gonna follow me and you're gonna be like, what?
What does it mean? I yearn to know, Chelsea.
What is
What does it mean?
what is the riddle? I was like, I really hope she gets where I'm going with this because
Talk about riddle of the Sphinx.
yeah. But anyway, usually in the fall, September, because we're coming up on the equinox, when Persephone returns home to the underworld, we decided to take a little twist in September for Patreon. So what do we have going on for
All
the
Persephone, all month. So super excited about it. We did a whole deep dive into the niche side of the good sky daddy himself, Zeus, and a justice aspect of his. But now we're going into a darker, nicher, dare I say, epithet of the good queen of the underworld herself. So we will be doing that over on Patreon or on the extra members content over on YouTube. And we're also looking at statues and art of Persephone because once again, we are here to tell you that you've been lied to about Persephone
Oh
and her
yeah.
images.
Yeah.
They are, those are Persephone.
I'm
Mm-mm.
sorry. We're getting lied to out here.
Y'all are
Getting
getting
played.
You guys are getting played, and the magic beans that you're being peddled are not Persephone.
Well, you know why? I gotta add to this. You know why this pisses me off? Because listen, I don't like being scammed. And
No.
the statues, how much they cost online to buy from Amazon or places where people can't even tell you who the artwork is, they're giving you wrong information, are charging you your hard-earned money for something that is like a Victorian statue, has nothing to do with Persephone. You know which one I'm
Oh,
talking about. You know which one I'm
oh,
talking about. Yes.
I know.
I knew when I said it, you were going to be like, I know which one you're talking about. And it's the one that everybody has. And it's like, oh, this is Persephone. It's not
Show
Persephone.
me. Show me.
And it pisses me off because like statues are expensive. Things are expensive. So if you're gonna spend your hard-earned money somewhere, make sure you know what you got going on over there.
100%. And, as the good temple that Styx and Bones is, we are looking at really great statues of Persephone herself.
We are. We're
I
working on it.
saw I saw the images of her as Kore in the Athens Museum, and I was like, one day they will know of you.
One day we will bring this to the temple. Listen, you guys understand. We literally have to get museum grade because no one, we had to go the deep depths of Greece to find someone to procure these statues. Like I feel like I'm like on the black market looking for a Persephone statue because no one knows.
When I was in Greece, every museum gift shop, I was asking questions. I was saying, "Hello,
Who
where
gave
do
you
I get?
this? Can
Where
I
do I get one?
can I buy your inventory? Can you ship these to the US? Thank you.
How much is a pallet going to cost?"
Honestly. So be patient with us. We get questions a lot about are you guys going to bring Hecate statues? Yes. Just trust that these things take time to source. They take time to make. We have people hand making them because we don't like what's out there.
We're saying these are not good enough. Here's the artwork that we know of. Can you match this?
Listen, if I'm not putting it in my house, I'm not selling it to you. And that's how I feel.
Correct.
Sorry. I gotta stand on that. Like if I would not use it, why would I give it to you? To make
100%.
to make a buck? Sorry, my New Jersey's
I don't
coming
want
out
them.
now, and I'm like,
I don't want
who's
them.
getting scammed out here?
Who's getting scammed? That's Katya. That's Persephone.
Anyway, so we got you guys covered on Patreon with Persephone, and then oh, what else do we have? I think we have one more thing.
One last thing, because there has been a lot of whispers around, what is it like to reconstruct ancient Greek religion? How are we putting the ancient puzzle pieces together, as two gal pals ourselves? So we're looking at the modern misconceptions, modern issues of what is being peddled as an ancient problem, and we're putting the puzzle pieces together with you guys and really talking about the past, what's fact, what's fiction, and what's made up, and how you can achieve it in modern day. Because I've seen a lot of reconstruction slander.
Yeah, we've been labeled as Reconstructionists, and that's fine because we are.
Wild.
But people have now taken the term Reconstruction as people that are obsessed with religious dogma. And that's not what reconstructing ancient Greek religion is. Reconstructing ancient Greek religion is going by the archaeological evidence and the facts and the history that we have in order to have the religion in modern day. It's not making things up just because it doesn't exist. So I feel like we have to defend our good name on Patreon because, well, for the Reconstructionists out there, because we are getting labeled as like religious tyrants. And it's like, we're just, we're following our religion based on how it was done. It's
we're,
kind of strange.
we're just looking at ancient
The
history
history.
and mythology.
The actual history. So there's like a big divide, I feel like, and we'll go into it on Patreon in the communities because a lot of people don't want to follow the Reconstructionist path because it's being labeled by spiritual people, scammers online as religious
Grifters.
dogma and we're traditional and we're trying to force religion on people. That's not what that is. We're just people that when we talk about things, we base it in facts, archaeological evidence, and how it was actually done in the ancient world. We're not just making it up out of our butt. So anyway, as you can see, we'll talk about that on Patreon. We'll save that for another day.
That's a spicy time on
It
Patreon.
will. So don't forget to check us out. And quick temple update. So it is September and we decided, not only are we going to be restocking a bunch of Persephone stuff and new exciting items, we have evil eye stuff coming out this month. How are the ancient peoples defending themselves against the evil eye in the ancient world? So we have some fun candles coming out featuring the Roman lunula, which you can wear. It's a symbol of protection. And we have other evil eye stuff coming to the store. So we have a whole line that we're planning. So just stay tuned on the temple Instagram. I don't want to say anything more because I'm super excited. But we're going back to the evil eye because it is time to
It
defend
is time.
ourselves.
It is time. It's fall. People are staying inside and they're going to start, looking around and start being judgmental. So we got to protect ourselves. But, last time on Sticks and
Oh my God, I'm
Bones,
so excited to tell you this. You see my face?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to know because you wouldn't tell me in the temple.
I almost did yesterday, but okay, wait, tell people what we're talking about
So
first.
while we have what are the girls doing? We're now telling you, you got to be following along for the lore and the Easter eggs because last time on Sticks and Bones, we have Sticks and Bones updates now. Last time on Sticks and Bones, we, kind of went into our own stories of, how did we get here? How did we fall down ass backwards into Sticks and Bones and Greek mythology and all of that fun stuff? And yeah, we talked about that last time. And I know Chelsea is busting to tell this story. I don't have any Sticks and Bones updates or I don't
Okay.
remember what I talked about yesterday. So I'll pass it off to you.
Okay, so I can't keep a secret. Like if it's exciting news, like if you're telling me something that's like personal, I will keep it. But if it's
Yeah.
exciting news, you guys know for the Six Bones people that have been in my lives where I'm like, don't tell Dr. K I'm showing you the new statues coming to the store. You guys know if I'm excited, I'm like a golden retriever. I have to tell somebody. I'm like wagging my tail, like so last time on Sticks and Bones, we talked about how we got into Greek mythology, and I had talked about how my godson, who is Catholic, okay, I'm supposed to be raising him with Catholic religion and faith. He was enamored by Zeus, and he had like his own experience with the king of the gods, I would say.
Hmm.
What he classified to be as an experience, and he's 8. So I recently came back from South Carolina, and I had stayed with my godson in an Airbnb for the weekend. And I said to Dr. K, I was like, I haven't seen him since. He was talking to Zeus in the sky, and he was like so enamored with him and his mythology. I
It
want to
was
see
so
if he
cute.
brings it up to me. So like, I'm not gonna say anything. So it rains the whole entire time we're in South Carolina. Every day, I couldn't even go to the beach. It rained, poured. I can't even talk about it. I was depressed, drove 10 hours.
10 hours.
I was there to see family, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Um, but Joe said to me, he was like, Aunt Chelsea, it's raining every day. Do you think Zeus is mad at us? And I was like, Oh, Joe, you remember Zeus? He goes, Yeah. He goes, It's thundering outside. Should I ask him if he can make it stop so I can play with my boogie board? And I was like, You can try, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you could pray to Zeus. Um, so then he goes away, comes back. He goes, Can I tell you a secret? And this is not even the best part of the story. I'm like, What? He goes, I actually didn't want to go to the beach today. Do you think Zeus made it rain because I didn't want to go there? He didn't want to go to the beach. And he's like, I really didn't want to go. I wanted to hang inside because we had a dog with us and play with Angel. And I'm like, could be. So anyway, we go to a 50th wedding anniversary, and Joe it was at like an Elks Club, like a Moose Lodge,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
one of those kind of places, which I love. They're my favorite. But you have to clean up at the end, like
Yes.
you have to help the staff. So Joe had like a broom and he was helping clean up all the confetti off the floor. So the lady goes in the back room and she's like, I'm gonna get you a present because you were so good. You helped us clean up.
Oh.
So she comes out with this eagle pen. Now Joe remembers that Zeus can transform into an eagle. Okay. He comes running to me and he goes, Chelsea, I asked him for a sign today. And I got an eagle pen. You told me Zeus is an eagle. And I was like, yes. And now my jaw is on the floor because we're in a moose lodge. Wouldn't you get a moose pen?
An antler.
So he is now freaking out and he's running around. He goes, Zeus answered me, Aunt Chelsea. Do you understand? It's an eagle. And he was like putting it in my face. And I was like, I actually think he did answer him. Literally. Like an eagle pen. And it was the most beautifully sculpted eagle pen you'd ever seen.
Wow.
I was 10. I was shook. I was like, did
Ne
this?
Never tell him about how he turned into an eagle to grab what's his face.
No. I said he was like associated with eagles. He can transform into eagles, like it's a sign. Um,
We'll
And
skip
Joe,
those darker myths for a later time.
listen, I had to explain this to an 8-year-old, okay? I wasn't going to talk about, him stealing Diomedes and like all that other stuff. That's for when he's older, okay? We'll talk about the dark side of Zeus. But he was asking for a sign. He got an eagle pen. And in my head, I'm like, there ain't no way. Like he
Yeah,
gave Joe that sign. That just what I think. But my godson is like enamored with the king of the gods now, and like that's all he talks about. And I had to tell you because it was crazy.
I love that he is Zeus's biggest fanboy. I love
Oh,
that.
you know what happened right after this? Okay, wait. Sign number two. We go out to oh no, this was the next day. We go out to lunch the next day, and we're in like the middle of nowhere, South Carolina. I'm not even by anywhere that I know. We're in South Carolina, you know? Okay. So we go to this like restaurant on a creek. I forget the name of it. And it's like a
Sure.
burger place. On the menu, Joe shows me, he goes, Aunt Chelsea, look at this. There's a salad, a Greek salad called the Zeus salad.
I thought you were gonna say there's like an eagle sandwich or
No,
something.
the Zeus salad, because it was a Greek salad. It was called
Yeah,
the Zeus salad. So now Joe is like, do you see? And I'm like, okay, you know what, Joe? I hear your evidence and I want to say you got your signs. Okay. He really
yeah.
said,
He really said, "You don't have to go boogie boarding today, young lad. You shall have eagle and Zeus."
let me have this child be enamored with the gods. You know what I mean? Like stir up some Greek mythological magic. So I swear to God, he answered Joe because two signs. We're in the middle of nowhere, South Carolina. The Zeus salad? I'm sorry. You can't make this up. I had to come on the podcast and tell everybody because what do you guys think? What do you think of this evidence?
I love it. And I just love how he's just like cheering. Like, if we got him like a foam figure that said like Zeus number one,
Zeus's number one fan is Joe.
he would be out there on the street corner.
He thinks Zeus is his friend though.
Like, move over, people who are yelling about the rapture. We got Zeus.
Like, and I didn't even bring it up to him, but the eagle pen and then the Zeus salad, that was so funny because the Greek salad is just automatically Zeus.
Not like it's just a good Greek salad.
It was so crazy. So I had to save it for the podcast, and that's what I had to tell you. That's why I was like, oh my God, now I'm gonna save it. But I'm curious to know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think Joe got his signs?
Yeah, let us know below.
Let us know below. Anyway, okay, we gotta move on.
We got
We've been
because
talking for a long time.
we have, but we're gonna get in our mythology shit, and
All
then
right.
we were gonna spoil it for each other earlier on our FaceTime about, a little bit later because we were getting into like the book talk girly stuff, and we gotta settle what is actually going on here. So, how do you want to do this? You want a Spark Note version? What do we want to do?
Okay. Give us the Spark Note version. We were talking about Dionysus and Ariadne today, and then I will give you alternate endings to the story. How about that? A few pick and choose. Did any of you guys ever play Episode on your phone? I used to. Okay, dark times in my life. Oh, I'll tell you later because we don't have time. Pick your ending. So I'll give you the alternate endings at the end. But I think you give us the OG. What's the story everybody knows about Dionysus and Ariadne? It's one of my favorites.
It's a great story. It slaps. It's slapped for thousands of years. So, y'all should go back and listen to the Theseus episode because that's really going to bring you up to speed here. But of course, Theseus, bada bing, bada boom, kills the Minotaur, Ariadne's half brother, and he takes her away. She's the daughter of Minos. She says, I don't want to be here anymore. Please take me with you. He does.
Mhm.
They leave Crete and they're heading back to Athens. They stop along the way for the night and they have relations, as adults do. And in the morning, he's gone. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. I got to move on and be an all American hero. So then, all of a sudden, wouldn't you know, Dionysus comes in, sweeps her off her feet, and she becomes the wife of Dionysus. And it's said in many accounts that she wears a crown of stars, I should say. And famously, in the Villa of the Mysteries located in Pompeii today, there is the central scene of the divine couple. Unfortunately, Ariadne does not survive very well today. We do see her hand, but Dionysus is actually laying on her, like
Love.
lounging on her.
I love.
But we do see her hand placement on his shoulder. And if you know anything about ancient art, while we do have erotic sex scenes and everything in brothels, we don't really see like erotic scenes with married couples. So the fact that we're seeing a wife's hand on her husband's shoulder, that's very intimate. And to see that as a divine couple, it's just beautiful. Love that. So that's the story.
I absolutely love that story. And when we were doing the research about like where is this myth found today, it actually was kind of hard to find the Dionysus Ariadne rendition because um,
So many.
there's so many. But if we flip back to, and maybe you guys might be interested in this, we did a whole episode on Theseus and we talked
Hmm.
about the ship of Theseus. We told the whole story of Theseus and the Minotaur. Theseus has so many different endings, right? Like there's so many
Yeah.
different. So if some of you are ready to grab your pitchforks and you're like, I hate this guy. Why did he leave Ariadne, even though she has a good ending now? Well, there are some endings where he leaves her and then she's so grief stricken that she, I don't want to say it. Yeah, exactly. She goes to Hades by her own accord. And then there's some where actually they wind up having children. So they wind up staying
Yes.
together and having children. Now, this one I think is my favorite. There is a
Mhm.
version of the story where it says that Dionysus, while Theseus and Ariadne are together, he gives Theseus this dream telling him to stay away from his wife. And that's why Theseus leaves her because Dionysus had threatened him in the dream and then shows up like he's the hero and gives her the crown of stars. So pick your ending. You know what I mean? But I think
Yeah.
Theseus gets portrayed as like a jerk all the time because it's like, oh, he just stranded her. But there's five other different endings that could be.
100%. And like the earliest rendition of like Dionysus and Ariadne with a happy ending, because I think one of the earliest is like Artemis kills her and like shoots her for doing something in Homer. But with, is it Hesiod? It just says that she is just the wife of Dionysus. And what was the adjective? Buxton?
Buxom. Buxom.
Buxom, which is
I thought
what
that's what it meant. Like it
it is.
means breast.
It means busty.
Big breast.
So the one of the earliest renditions of her as a wife of Dionysus is just, and yes, Dionysus's big-breasted wife, Ariadne, daughter of Minos.
Listen, and then you said to me, would you rather be, because in Greek mythology, this is another adjective they use, would you rather be buxom or
Hmm.
slender ankled? Like Persephone. They always describe Persephone as slender ankled. And I believe Hera or Aphrodite was also described the same way. Someone else was when we were
Yes.
reading it in a myth. And I was like, there's the slender ankled again.
Oh. Yeah. So do you want slender ankles or bustiness?
Does slender ankles mean I'm skinny?
I don't know. I really do like a good ankle to calf ratio, so I might say I like be called slender ankled.
What does slender ankle mean? Like what does that mean?
I
Like
don't know, but I mean, you have too much bust, you're gonna have back problems, and I don't want that.
let's see. It's a poetic description of a woman's physical beauty. Okay, so they are referencing Homer. Dainty ankles, right? I don't know. I feel like that one's kind of strange, and I think I'd rather be buxom. Why are you looking at my feet?
No, maybe you're just like, I don't know. It's giving like Victorian era, like you saw her ankle, you saw a collarbone, a
Yes.
clavicle,
Yeah, and you were like, wow, that's my wife.
a kneecap.
Right. Well, like you just said, even just the art of Ariadne placing her hand on his shoulder was considered, a little taboo,
Oh,
like
so sorry.
and they would be like if I had to in modern day conceptualize Dionysus and Ariadne, they would be taboo to me. They would be those people that are just taboo. They're just doing their own thing and might be making out in the corner of the party when everyone else is buttoned up.
True. One is probably, he's drinking, the social butterfly, maybe has a little too much, and she's a little bit more reserved, quiet,
Hmm.
if she's a little bit more prim and proper, but she still is watching over her husband and taking care of him and damn
Yeah,
it, don't touch my man.
100%. I love though that she's depicted at the Villa of the Mysteries, and I think that is my favorite. I love when you see like these mystery cult images and like a husband or wife is involved. You know what I mean? It's just because it wasn't
It's
just about Dionysus. His wife's there.
his wife's there watching, and of course, like you have the bridal toilet scene of, women initiates could have been like brides of Dionysus. But, the concepts of divine marriage or marriage itself and having hands being held in ancient art and just, yeah, the hand on the shoulder, that to me is so much more intimate and such a deeper look at their relationship as compared to basically the sexual acts that are being depicted in the brothels.
Well,
That
that's
that's not,
intimate.
yeah, like that's just physical pleasure.
Mhm.
The other hand placement, holding hands, hand on shoulder, that's intimacy.
Yeah, that's showing he might have these followers in his mystery cult that are doing these sexual acts, but his wife is his wife. And like they're never gonna get to that intimate place with Dionysus because Ariadne already holds that position, you know?
And he just always is just like looking up at
I can't,
her.
I can't, I
Uh,
can't. He is like one of my favorite gods. I swear to God, like Dionysus is one of my favorites. I can't. I really can't even talk about it. It's like when I scroll on TikTok, I'm just gonna cry. I love everything about Dionysus. I think he's so cool. And I think that he doesn't get enough, recognition for the amazing things that he does, who he is, how he treats his wife. Like he made her a crown of stars after
She has,
Theseus ditched her.
she's got a whole ass constellation.
I
I'm
can't.
sorry.
Where's my constellation?
If he could, he would. I'm
Another
about
thing to
ready.
be mad at Kevin about.
I'm
Where's
about
my
ready to just take it
constellation?
off. Just
Where's my constellation? How dare you?
if he wanted to, he would.
I think you actually can adopt stars or something like that. You can like name stars.
Yes. I think you can do that. You can also like, of course, symbolically adopt animals too. I've done that for my sister.
I gotta do that for my godson. He's obsessed with sharks. So
I did that for Tara.
yeah, maybe he should ask Zeus to do that for him since it's his new bestie.
Zeus doesn't rule over sharks.
I know. But he does have sway. He does have sway.
There are no sharks in the Mediterranean.
There can be now. Actually, I didn't know that.
There's dolphins. We have Bronze Age depictions of dolphins. They're fun.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's sharks everywhere now. I don't know why. I still believe in megalodon, so there's sharks.
I still think that there's sharks in pools. So
Yeah, like no, sorry. But I did want to touch upon this one aspect and of the story. And I'm taking a Roman retelling. And you guys know how I feel, and Dr. K and I feel about Ovid. Like if I could bring someone up from the underworld and summon a shade, I'd punch him. Straight up punch him.
I
But
just I now have some questions. And I
we
don't want
have
to spoil
some
it, but like
questions.
I now might hold back the punch to ask the questions.
So let me give some background. So for those of you that are like, who is Ovid? Who are you guys talking about? Ovid is a Roman author, right? And we know Rome
Hmm.
comes much later. So a lot of the Greek myths he's taking and he's retelling, and it's why you see some of these depictions of the gods a certain way that would not have been done in ancient Greece. Most notably Medusa and Poseidon. Okay, so the story of Medusa that you probably know is not the original story of Medusa.
Hmm.
Her and Poseidon and Athena comes later on by Ovid, which presents a lot of problems, but because a lot of people don't know that that's not the actual, like the original
That's not the
mythology, I
OG,
should say.
yeah.
I don't want to say not the actual because it's valid. Check out our Medusa episode if you want to learn more. So we have a lot of issues with Ovid because he's just, he's confusing things over here for us that practice ancient Greek religion. But he does comment on Theseus and Ariadne. And I
Hmm.
found this and I want to read to you guys. Of all the great deeds in the long career of your sire Theseus, nothing has made impress upon your nature but the leaving of his Cretan bride Ariadne. She enjoys now a better lord, Dionysos, and sits aloft behind her bridled tigers. Now that was sassy.
Is Ovid for the girls?
For those of you that are like, what did she just read? Basically, Ovid is like, Theseus, you bastard. Like
You
that he's
fuck
calling
boy.
of all your sire. Like I can see him writing this with sass. He's like, look what you did to Ariadne, and now joke's on you because she's married to Dionysus, who's a god. And you left her.
Yeah.
And he's calling Theseus out in this retelling. Well, I guess do we call it a retelling? Is it a
I don't
retelling?
know, but he's putting his 2 cents on this hero and kind of adding, like, twisting the knife of, yeah, you were never going to be Heracles. You left your bride, and you're a fuckboy, and fuck you, and your wife got Dionysus.
He had beef with Poseidon and he had beef with Theseus. Like these two things we know for certain.
Is Ovid for the girls?
I don't know.
Like, sure, I get looking at, Medusa as a metamorphosis and everything, and you need to change it and you need a villain, sure. And I get it as a, personification of feminine rage. But like this, like fits on it, but it's kind of like left field because like that is sass for Theseus. And he's
Right.
a hero.
And we have other endings to Theseus, right? So he chose this one, right? He could have picked anything out of any ancient author's writing on. He chose this one and said, "How
Mm-mm.
dare you? You're never gonna be Hercules, your cousin, you trick ass bitch." And here we are.
Didn't your cousin have to come get you in the underworld?
Yeah.
He's
So
just pulling up family drama.
he's giving a high school girl, and he's for the girls and the gays. That's what we've come to the conclusion that Ovid is for the girls and the gays.
I think Ovid's Metamorphosis was an ancient mythological burn book.
It was. He had beef. And for those of you that don't know, seriously, go listen to our Medusa episode if you're like, what? What do you mean Medusa and Poseidon's not the original myth? It's not. And you're gonna be shocked when we tell you what the original mythology of Medusa is, because it's not really much.
It's a
He took
sentence.
one line and decided to make a whole story out of it, right? And obviously probably reflecting on the time period of how women maybe were being treated. It's coming from somewhere. So I respect that, but it's not actually the myth, the original.
Correct. Ovid really took the OG ancient approach of that one line in A New Hope from Star Wars, and then they made the whole Rogue One movie.
I think Ovid was the purveyor of retellings because we keep calling it a retelling because it kind
We
of just like
do.
is how we view retellings in modern day. And I think about this all the time. I'm like, 1,000 years from now, are people going to dig up my books and see this Hera retelling I have back here and think this is the lore?
I mean,
Like, what's going to happen?
we think about that in like when I was taking classes in undergrad for archaeology, like if the classroom were to fill up and be preserved from like a volcanic eruption or something, what would archaeologists think this was? People have commented about Disney World and they're like, archaeologists are going to dig up Disney World and
Yeah.
think that our religion was to this mouse.
I think Disney World's just going to last forever and it's always just going to exist. I don't even think it's going to be an artifact. I don't think it's going to be any sort of site. I think it's just going to exist forever. Like,
Is Disney the modern Apollo the mouse catcher?
might be. Might be. But I think about this all the time. I'm like, if, like, let's say all my stuff got buried for some reason and, we didn't have online access. And someone came over here to where I live and was digging and they were like, they finding these books that I have.
All
Are
those busts and statues as well.
They're gonna think probably this was some sort of temple, one. And two, is this the original mythology? Like, why does she have these Hera books? And
These archaeologists are going to be writing down this was likely a ritual space.
it
If you
was.
don't know what it is, it's ritual.
It's the truth.
No, it 100% is. But, we were talking earlier, and have your opinions on Theseus changed? Because if you want to know about the nonsense that Theseus got dragged into the underworld for, you can check out the Wrath of the Gods, Hades, and Persephone episode, because his trick ass cousin had to come get him down there. But has your opinion changed about Theseus, or do you still think he's a fuckboy? Because
I'll be honest with you, I don't like Theseus. I never liked Theseus. I think he's boring to me. Like, I know he's a hero, but when I think of heroes, like I said, I ride or die for Odysseus. And there is something to say about that, about me, that's who I choose to stand behind. I don't like Heracles, and I don't like Theseus because they're too by the book for me. Like, they're too.
I
So
think I
that's
prefer
why.
Heracles more than Theseus.
Yeah, like, and I think we described Theseus as like the all-American, like, if we got to put it in
Yeah.
modern terms, like football player. And that's just never like gets good grades, like,
He's the small town hero who's gonna
yes.
make it big. Like it's every like Americana, I don't know, this television show.
Yeah, and I like the guy smoking in the back in the shadows, doing some sketchy shit on the black market, which is how I find Odysseus to be. Like, that's just,
Like I much prefer like or like just fucking crashing out like Heracles. Like give
yes.
us something.
He kind of just like did his thing. But to your question, because this is not even answering the question, do I think he was like do I pick the ending of like did he leave Ariadne or what do I think about that? I choose to go with the ending that Dionysus made him do it. Like I choose to believe that Dionysus, because this is something that the Greek gods would do. They see someone beautiful and they're like, "That's my wife. I'm taking it. It's mine." And they don't even care. They don't have to know your name. They don't need to know your personality. They're just like pretty, buxom, slender ankles.
She had great personalities on her chest, apparently.
I collect like Pokemon. Um, so I think like for me, if we're going with the ending that is the true ending for me, pick your ending. I think Dionysus told him to get lost because you're never going to like, you're not me. I'm Dionysus. I don't care if you're a hero.
Because Ovid doesn't mention the dream, right?
No, which is interesting. But once again, it's Ovid. So like,
Ovid's sassy.
it depends. And this is the hard part about Greek mythology. It's so hard to judge heroes and gods because pick your ending. What ending do you resonate with? And maybe it's because I resonate with the ending of like Dionysus telling somebody to get lost in my own personal life. You know what I mean? Like where you have like this guy that's hanging around that's not the best for you, and someone
Hmm.
else steps in and like that's who you should really be with, and they're way more powerful. Um,
Yeah, like in a weird, like,
it depends. You're gonna whatever resonates with you in your life is what you're gonna pick, you know?
yeah, like I do think he's kind of a fuck boy in the sense of like, sure, he is a god, but like if somebody normally, if you were to be like, no, leave, don't touch my wife kind of deal, you if you really cared about her, you might, put your 2 cents in, maybe tussle or something. I don't know. Theseus in many cases, I know I'm going to relate it to the book talk girlies. Theseus kind of reminds me of Tamlin.
I was just thinking that. I just don't like him. You know what I mean? There's
He's
something about him.
pompous for no reason. Like, sure, you slayed the Minotaur, great, you freed Athens, whoopee. But like, I don't know, the fact that you just kind of like gave up and were maybe taking Ariadne as like a prize, it seems very Tamlinist for me. I don't know.
He just gives me nothing. I just think he's like disinterested. She's just there. And
He truly is just an ancient fuckboy to me.
I think all heroes are though. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I just, like Odysseus is like, oh, I'm trapped on this island. And it's like, you're with a beautiful nymph. Let's look at where you're.
Achilles being like, I don't want to fight. Your lover just died.
We have to do an episode on Achilles one day so I can unleash my holy hell rage on him. This mythological figure, by the way. Like, I have beef with him personally. I'm
I
not
don't want to
fighting.
fight. Patroclus just died.
Get up.
Get up, you buffoon.
He's just like a big oaf to me. Like
Just
it's just
gonna
like
flick you in the tendon.
yeah. But yeah, I guess we could label him as like, not a great person. And I don't think heroes are really not. I think Theseus tried when we did the episode, tried to be good and tried not to. But then he started killing people, and then he was like, I like this. Granted they were bad people, but I think he just
But
turned a
who?
little sour.
Yeah, I think he got a little too hubris to me.
It
And
happens.
yeah, and I think he just got maybe a little too power hungry, a little too ego happy, and maybe was just like, yeah, no, I am the great. I do deserve, the wife of Minos and
But also, are you going to pick a fight with Dionysus? Because I'm sorry. Like,
the god of madness pass.
right. So like I also maybe understand of being like, you know what, peace. Like I'm not, and maybe that's true. He didn't care about her too much, but I am not picking a fight with Dionysus. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah, but at
leaving.
least like
I'm leaving
make a
town.
make a stand. I don't know. It's just I feel like so many, women out there, individuals out there have gone through something like this where, you're strung along by said fuckboy. And
Hmm.
then it's just like you get somebody ultimately in the end who gives you your crown of stars.
It's true. That's why I like the Dionysus ending. I don't like the ending where she winds up with Theseus because I think she could do so much better. Like
100%.
I think they went through something together because obviously the Minotaur is traumatic. Like
Sure.
I don't even like reading that myth. It's like my least favorite myth.
That's
I
a really myth.
Yeah, I can't stand that myth. It makes me sad. And then when you read, what retelling were we reading? Where,
Cersei.
yes, and then adding like monologue to it and like emotion in these retellings. it just made me, I'm like, I'm done. When the Minotaur had its own personality, I said, see you later. I can't even read this in this book.
Yep.
Get me
I
out of
think
here.
I think it's like because of course we're not getting the individual monologues of Ariadne, Theseus, Dionysus of like
Sure.
I'm gonna plant a dream. But it's almost kind of like, okay, did Ariadne, actually have feelings for him, or was she just trying to get out of Crete and maybe because of the shared trauma of him killing her brother, maybe she was just like my hero and latched on because of the
Well,
shared
I
trauma.
would have latched on, to be honest. I'd be like, this is a man.
This is a man.
That's a man's.
And then, they did the horizontal tango and then he left her in the morning. So she just felt like used and
Did they
abused.
actually sleep together?
That's what it's,
It said,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
implied. I know sometimes I'm just like, did they? And it's like right in front of my face. I'm like, but I can't figure out what the word means.
Kiss, kiss.
Okay, so that makes it worse. I think you had said that. I think some of the renditions I read, it's probably implied, but there's no implicit. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Um,
The hand gesture really sold it.
the implicit. I didn't even mean to do that. I just mean talk over my head. The implicit. Um, so that makes it worse. Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I would come find you and you'd be dead.
Well, that's my question. Have you ever experienced a
Yes.
Theseus and Dionysus? Did you
Yes.
get a fuckboy, but ultimately get your crown of stars?
Yes. Yes. Let me tell you guys something. I was with somebody for 10 years that wasted my time on and off. Okay. Promised me we're gonna have kids together, we're gonna get married. He wakes up one day and through a text decides to tell me he's not doing this anymore. And I said, and this was not new. Like this was happening over time, but like this happened in my mid 20s. So like in your mid 20s, you're dating, you're seriously dating and you're looking to get married, right? Like because
Ultimately, the goal. Yeah.
that's the goal at this point. And we had talked about that and decided that that was something that we were going to do and really give it the good old like try. And I was at the gym and I get a text message and he decides to tell me that he doesn't want to do this anymore. And you know what? When this is when I knew I was fucking done after 10 years. I looked at myself. I was at the gym lifting weights. I put the weights down. I left the gym. I didn't say anything. And I walked home in silence. I had no thoughts in my brain. I got on the bus. I was working in New York City at the time. I go home to my roommates. My roommates are like, "Oh, how's your day?" And I'm like, I handed my friend my phone and I said, "You know what? I'm done." Like I can't even say anything anymore. Like,
At that point, I
what
think
am I gonna say?
you're just apathetic and you're just like, all right.
I just put my weights down in the gym, walked away. Like
Pip and a
I
doodly
didn't
doo.
even put my weights back. I left them on the floor and I said, I got on the bus and I came home and I said,
Did you listen to music on the bus or just
nope.
silence?
I sat in silence because I was like, I don't have another tear to cry. I'm not fighting. I don't have anything else left to say. And I had my friend block him off my phone, off my social media, and I never spoke to him since. And it's been like that. I have not spoken to him in like over 10 years now. Well, not over
I love
10,
that.
maybe under 10. But I was just done. I said, you know what? That's it.
Thank you. Goodbye.
You know when you're just done? What about you? Did you ever have, listen, I'm sure everyone's had a very traumatic experience.
Um, yeah, I think it was not so much like stringing along, but just the immaturity of
Oh
it
yeah.
all.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think it's that and then just like the lack of anything. And yeah, just after, and I was only with this individual for not even a year. And much like you, I wasn't at the gym or putting weights down. It happened and he didn't have the balls. He at the beginning was just like, we're on a break. And I said, is this actually a break or a breakup? Like I'm a
Yeah.
very busy woman and I haven't got all day.
Just be specific. Like, I don't have time for this.
No. So then I knew it was probably coming because I was gonna try and beat him to the punch. So, and then same apathetic. I just remember being like, huh, I have a flight to Cyprus in a few days.
I can't be dealing with it. It's like it's
And
inconvenient.
I'm going across to the world. Like I'm getting on a flight.
That's how you know
Goodbye.
you're done though. It's just like it's inconveniencing you at this point where I was like more or less like I don't even what do I say back to this text message because I can't say anything else anymore. I can't.
I think I was more upset that my time for like the 2 weeks was a break and not a breakup. I was like, you wasted my time.
Yeah, that's just someone that just like is doesn't want to man up and say I don't want to be with you anymore or I don't want
A
to do this.
100%.
Like just be a person,
Just,
not even be a man,
I
be a
think we can
person.
be adults and have an
Have a
adult
conversation.
conversation. Yeah, thank you. And then literally went to Cyprus, flew home for my sister's 21st birthday. At the layover in the States in Philadelphia, I swiped on Kevin on Tinder
There you go.
and he gave me my crown of stars.
Yeah, a few years later, I found my crown of stars. Well, actually, it was like 2 years later. So it will happen. And
Still
sometimes you just
happen.
have to cut the dead weight and like, oh, actually, he did text
Oh,
me.
I do have another question for you, but he texted you.
He did
What did he
text me.
text you?
A few months later, which this is like clockwork with people, you know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about. When you cut somebody
You
off
can
and
have it down to the time and
6 months,
date.
6 months was my time. Oh no, it was three. I said 3 months on the dot. He's gonna text me. And I unblocked his number because I wanted to prove myself right. So he texted me and he was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean what I said. I like we're meant to be together. I know this is like God's plan for us. And at this time, I was practicing ancient Greek religion. And I just texted back, we're not praying to the same God. So have a good day. And then I blocked him. And that was the last time I ever spoke to him again. I said, we're not praying to the same God. Okay.
But I'm so happy you got the last word because as a last word freak myself, I have to have it.
Yeah. Like, get out of here. And I laughed. I received the text message. I was laughing. I said, you're a joke, man. You're a joke. But it takes a long, and listen, it took me a long time. So sometimes you'll get to that point.
You'll get to that
You just
point.
get old.
You get old and you get out of the college fuckboy phase and you're just like,
This
wow.
isn't cute or fun anymore. It's really just wasting my time and I'm bored. Like
I have a puzzle to put together.
the same crap every 6 months. There's always an issue. I don't have time for it.
Nope. So my question, because of one of the pick your own endings back in the Theseus episode, was that Ariadne, I think, died on the island, but Theseus would go back for like festivals celebrating her.
No.
Do you think that's weird?
I would smite somebody, okay? Like now I died. Am I married to Dionysus in this myth? Is she married to
I
him?
don't remember what happened with that, but I
No.
think she was killed or something. They, I think her and Dionysus were together, but she was never immortalized. And then Theseus came back and was like going to her festival and like
No.
leaving offerings to her.
No, no, no. This is like when you die and then your ex shows up at your funeral after treating you like
Ugh.
crap. Like I think about that. Like if I pass away, who's showing up to my funeral? And if it's this man that I just talked about, let me tell you, I'm coming out of my casket. I am someone is putting me back in my body, and my last call to action is going to be choking him through my skeletal hand. That's it. I'm going to give you a horror show. Do not come back and give me offerings. Like, are you crazy?
Yes, that's, I don't know why, but it made me think of this experience in college where this man, we were talking. We all know the talking phase in college.
Stupid.
So
I hate that there's a talking
you're
phase.
like 19 and dumb.
Yeah.
2 weeks. I'm at a championship meet for swimming. We're always at Valentine's Day weekend for this meet, all 4 years. This man talking 2 weeks. I love you.
Mm. Love bombing.
We stop. He gets with this woman who he's now married to, and they now have a beautiful family together. This man would get drunk at the bar and tell his friends, I was the one that got away. Sir, do not leave me offerings. Do not come. On his
No.
wedding day, I should be not be with her. Don't come to me. Don't come. Do not come to my town.
See, it's this thing again where I just have no words because it's like I feel like as
No, there are no
women
words.
we have to deal with this all the time and like being the ripe age of 33 now, it's like I have nothing left to say about any of these situations because I'm like it's too common, it's too despicable, and it's too crazy for me.
I thought it was crazy when I was 19. I thought it was crazy again when I was 21 and he was drunk and crying at the bar to his friends. I
Yes.
thought it was crazy when I was 24 and hearing this down the vine.
Yeah, it's like it's not aging like fine wine, my guy.
No, it's aging like a car accident.
Yeah, it's like give it up. And then if you really meant that, then you should be doing some grand gesture. You should be outside my house with a speaker.
Don't
Not that
come
you
here.
would want that, but you know what I mean? Like if people actually mean these things, like
Yeah.
actions over words, then you should be sending me roses. You should be outside my house. You should be trying to date me. You should have broke up with that person. You should be standing outside my house with this giant speaker blasting music. Like where is the action? You know, so that's always like red flag to me is like you're just saying it though, but like where is the
Where's the action
actionable
plan?
items that go with this?
Oh,
What's the actionable item for this?
yeah, no, I think about that and I'm just like, huh, yeah, no. It's the being in your 30s now and being like, who's got time for this? Apathetic.
You're cutting into my puzzle time now and you're pissing me off. I'm trying to play my tiny bookshop on my Switch with my cat laying next to me. Get out of my house. Like, get out. So I imagine that Ariadne, she won. Like that,
You
this
won.
is City Girls are up one. Ariadne wins. City
Ariadne
Boys
wins
down one.
over the hometown hero. Like,
Ariadne wins.
take that Hallmark Channel. And her husband has her own mystery cult.
And that she is included in the artwork. He said, "Have you met my wife?"
And he's looking at her like, I love my life.
And all of these women are like fawning over him. And he's like, yeah, oh, great. Leave me your offerings and do your sexual things. But this is my wife.
My wife. He's the proud husband who's just like, my wife.
And you know, we don't see that often in Greek mythology. You know what I mean? We always have Zeus and Hera beefing. Hades and Persephone. Hades is just kind of like, don't mess with my wife. But it's not like he's staring at his wife. He's like, this is my wife. Don't try to kidnap her. But like, you don't really see that depicted too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
No, and it's
There's like
like,
you see the love between them, which I'm saying like you don't really see a lot in these and maybe because it's king and queen, so it's different, right? You're not really going to see that depicted because it's more like power, but
mhm,
it's not really anything you see. So that's why I love it so much.
100%.
It's my favorite.
No, it's so nice. It's so pretty. I get it. There should be, I mean, we still have to read the Jennifer Saint retelling of Ariadne, but for the book talk girlies, I don't know if I would want a Theseus and Dionysus.
No, I'm not interested in Theseus because I automatically do not go that route. So like I need like if I need to decide my own ending, it has to be two that are very similar in a different way. Like I'm not into the good guy attitude, and then he turns out to be a giant jerk because all this fame goes to his head, you know?
All American, no, don't want that.
Not interested.
No.
Don't come to my town.
Don't look at my DBR.
No, I know. We still haven't read that other the other book, The House of Odysseus.
Oh yeah, we gotta finish that too.
I know you and I have to finish that. So yeah, well let us know. Do you guys like the new layout of the podcast? The updates, the what are the girls doing. We want to create longer podcast episodes because we're bi-weekly, so we want to include more
Hmm.
like fun things, but still talk about the myth. And I will say, like, while we are two people that teach about you know, history and ancient Greek religion, I want to remind you it's okay to joke about mythology and like be someone that also is part of ancient Greek religion. Like we got some of that feedback of like, I can't believe they said this about Poseidon. It's like it's just a joke. Like we're you could separate things. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to explain the myths in a way that we in modern day can understand it.
Hmm.
This is what reconstructing is in a certain sense of like trying to understand it in our own way
2025 way.
by still understanding it in the ancient way. Like what that fact you gave about, you know, I didn't realize that that was kind of taboo, like putting your hand on your husband's shoulder. And we
That's why
love
we
to see it. So understanding both is really important, not just placing heavy emphasis on what we want it to be in modern day. You know, Theseus to the ancient people was not this all-American football player because that doesn't exist. That's just how we're understanding it. But it doesn't mean that that's who he is.
100%.
So, I hope that made sense. But we'll
Hope it
talk
makes
all about it
sense.
on Patreon.
Yeah. Just
Anyway,
just two girls. Anything else you want to add before we end it today? I'm trying to think of another intimate fun fact. That's why if you're looking at representations of marriage, especially you see this with Zeus and Hera, when they're shown together, they're holding hands because that signifies marriage.
I can't.
Hands in the ancient world, fascinating.
Listen, I love Zeus and Hera, okay? Like I love their marriage in my own weird way because I've read a lot of mythology and like You got to read between the lines sometimes, you know?
We've all seen relationships like that. We've all known relationships like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets to be the Dionysus and Ariadne. Not everybody gets to be the Hades and Persephone.
Well, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're just putting it out in public for us to see. That's what my
You're
mom always
giving us
says.
dinner and a show.
My mom always used to say that about some of our neighbors. She goes, "Yeah, they're putting it out on display, but the people that you think might have good relationships, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes."
That's true. That's like when Kevin and I see people's relationship captions of like anniversaries. The longer it is, the worse your relationship is.
I never thought that, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh gosh.
The longer the caption is about,
Oh, I thought you meant the longer time you were together. I said, "Wow, that's
no, no, no,
sinister
the
as hell."
longer, no, the longer,
I was like, "Oh my God, what happens when that happens to you?"
I know, you're like, girl, you're coming up on 8 years.
Shit.
No, the longer the caption is,
Okay.
the worse it is behind the scene.
Or like when people need to continuously post about it, right? Like anything,
Yeah,
I apply this rule to life. When people have to keep continuously telling you something that it does not need to be said or told, it's usually because it's a lie. That's just how I feel. Like even in like people's personal life where you're continuously showing every little thing and being like, "I did all this, look at me," and jumping up and down. It's like, why are you telling us this? I always ask myself, why is someone posting this and why are you telling me it?
look at my puzzle.
Yeah. But that's it. That's all I got to say. That's it for the
Well,
girls.
that's it for the girls. And yeah, do you guys like this new layout? Have you had a fuckboy moment with somebody that you thought was a hero
Yeah, let us
who
know.
turned out to be not that great? And, have
Turned
you
out to be a
found,
zero.
yeah,
I had
hero
to
to
cut you off for
zero,
that.
hero to zero, flipping the iconic Hercules song. But have you found your own crown of stars? Let us know below. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time on Sticks of Bones and over in the Mystery Cult over on Patreon and YouTube extra members content. Bye.
Bye.